In my last video, which was about happiness, I argued that happiness is one of those things that's either now or never. You see, it is easy to postpone happiness. It is easy to say, I will be happy when that thing happens. I will be happy once I get that relationship. I will be happy once this one, then that, and so on. It is easier to distract ourselves with pursuits rather than to face the reality why you can't allow yourself to be happy. And this is a genuinely difficult question, because if you ask it yourself, you don't get an answer. You must work for months or even years to figure out the answer. And so it is a lot easier to distract yourself with these pursuits, many of which are great. I'm not saying not to grind. I tell you, grind absolutely hard, but be aware that this exists, that you must allow yourself to be happy, and you must face it, why you can't allow yourself, or why you then can allow yourself. And so as I did this video, I noticed that discipline is exactly the same. There's no such thing as being disciplined tomorrow, just as there is no being happy tomorrow. Because discipline can only happen right now. Discipline is doing what needs to be done when you don't want to do it. And doing is not preparing, is not thinking, is not waiting. Doing is doing. Therefore, it can only happen in the present moment. When people say, I will be disciplined tomorrow, I will be disciplined next week, I will be disciplined when the exam period is over, I will be disciplined when this, when that, they think, or rather they assume, that they can negotiate with the devil. But this is not true. You cannot negotiate with someone who knows exactly how to manipulate you, who knows human psychology so well that the temptations become irresistible, who then turns your mind against you. You can't negotiate with such a person. That would be absolute insanity. And now you may say, well, what about the people who've negotiated with the devil? Well, negotiating with the devil essentially means that you sell your soul. And when you've sold your soul, that's not really negotiation, because you've lost. You've lost at the one thing in life, the preserving the purity of your soul. You lost at that one thing if you negotiate with the devil. And so because bad habits and temptations and addictions run so deep counter to the reality, meaning usually it's supposed to be like this: you sacrifice the present moment for the future. When you have addictions, you sacrifice the future for the present moment. So it's a complete inversion. And because it is such a complete inversion on so many levels, you just can't expect things to magically get better. It just doesn't work. You must actively intervene, and you must intervene super hard with 100% dedication. The nerds may say everything in moderation, or it's not possible to be 100% disciplined. But the thing is, what choice do you have? You must win this battle, because the alternative is being a 50-year-old gamer. Is this what you want? I don't think so. And so it is difficult, but you have no choice really. You must win. And I hope that this video motivates you to do so. And now, because what's the alternative? The alternative is a life of decline. It becomes more and more difficult to be disciplined as the longer you do the bad habits. Like, let's go back to the 50-year-old gamer. If you're a 15-year-old gamer, you can quit, and quite easily, actually. But if you're a 50-year-old gamer, that's absolutely impossible, because what's the alternative? You've wasted your life. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with all of the time if you've quit video games and are 50 years old? You can probably find something, but it's monumentally more difficult because time is against you in this battle of now or never. It is more and more difficult to break free from your addictions the more time passes. And so a lot of things in life actually do work this way, where you do more and you get more. Meaning, you train more, you get more muscles. You study more, you get better grades. You work harder, you get more money. But discipline is not one of those things, because you can't exactly prepare to be disciplined. You can't think about being disciplined. Discipline can only exist in the present moment. And I'm realizing this myself right now, because in late 2023, I've essentially fallen off self-improvement, and now I'm rediscovering it all. And it is true. The last 2 years were wasted because I hoped that things would get better on their own, but they did not. It took active and drastic intervention to break free. And so, my name is Grill, and my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions. I hope that this video motivated you and helped you to break free, because it is indeed a battle that must be won. And so I wish you the best, and we'll see you in the next one.